Last week here on Thursday Night Thunder, it was all Keith Cromwell and the Monster Lobster Crustacean out of the Diggers Diecast Race Team taking home the victory. He's looking to repeat history right here tonight. Also last week, Ethan Medlin went out in a blaze of glory, came out in first round matchups and flipped Maximum Destruction over, going across the finish line. They've got it repaired. Hopefully they can make it back on track here tonight. A sold-out crowd here at the MTA Arena, and these fans are ready to watch 16 of MTA's best monster trucks lay it all down here in this racing competition. The man to get tonight, Keith Cromwell and the Monster Lobster Crustacean, holds that checker flag, so everybody's got a bullseye on his back. However, we have got some tough competition here tonight. Last week, the races were incredibly close, and these guys are chomping at the bit to take home the checkered flag and get the overall points championship by the end of the October season. And we're getting ready to shake things up and kick off round one matchups as we go ahead and take a look at the bracket here. Up first, we've got Gravedigger taking on Monster Mutt, followed by Earthshaker taking on Dragon Ice, and that's going to be followed by Bulldozer taking on Black Pearl. And up first, out of Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, that is Jamie HURD in the Gravedigger. And they are set to take on last week's finalist, that's Nathan Smith, in the Monster Mutt Machine out of the Dog Pound Race Camp. Made it all the way to the finals last week in his debut season run. As we get set, both trucks now staged at the line. Who moves on to round two action? Monster Mutt, Gravedigger. There's the green light. Monster Mutt got him off the line, up and over the cars. Gravedigger coming back. Monster Mutt turns it over, going across the cars. A repeat from last week. However, not in the finals, but the very first round. As we go back down to the replay and take another look, Monster Mutt got Gravedigger off the line, held his lead all the way down the straight stretch, but got fumbled up here in no man's land. Meanwhile, Jamie HURD and Gravedigger make a clean pass, and Gravedigger moves on to round two. Some unfortunate luck, but however, the track changes every single week, so you never know what will bobble up the trucks out here on the course. There you see the MTA track crew and officials flipping Monster Mutt back over. Made a heck of a debut last week, turned it over again too early this week. However, I'm sure they'll get that truck back to 100%, and we'll be back stronger than ever next week here on Thunder. A little bit of body damage, as you see, the front clip busted off the truck, just fiberglass. And up next, here in round one, that's Justin Lamb out of Bradley Graham's Maximum Motorsports race team in Dragon Ice. And normally we see him upside down. However, he kept it all together last week there in Dragon Ice in the far lane. Near lane, CORY MARVIN in the Diggers Diecast Earthshaker. He is set and ready to go as we go green now, dragging an Earthshaker down the straight stretch. Marvin's got a lead on him, up and over the cars. Marvin turns it over, going across the finish line. He was hanging right there with Dragon Ice and beat him across the line. However, Marvin is upside down there in the shutdown area. Going back to take another look here. Kept it low to the ground in no man's land. And I believe that's where he planted that big Diggers Diecast horsepower. However, lost it there in the shutdown area. We'll have an update for you later on. And up next, John CADIEUX in the Bulldozer. That brand new machine made its debut out on the Thunder Circuit last week. But he is set to take on the Chevrolet in the far lane. That is the Outlaw, Joshua Wells, in the Black Pearl Machine out of Wells Motorsports. He is set and ready to go to take on Bulldozer. As we go green now, Black Pearl, Bulldozer down the straight, up through no man's land. Bulldozer's out of shape. Black Pearl will take the win. The Outlaw, Joshua Wells, making a smooth, clean pass. And Black Pearl, he will move on to round two. And it looks like we've got problems here with Bulldozer. Maybe something let go in the motor. I'm not 100% sure, but he is smoking. And I can assure you, it's not the bull's nose. However, up next here in round one action, Colton Hotchkiss, another representative out of the Diggers Diecast Race Team in Mohawk Warrior. There you see him in the far lane, staged at the line. He is set and ready to go. Near lane, three-time Thursday Night Thunder champion, Greg Durbin and Saigon Shaker. And I can assure you, as a three-time Thunder champion, he knows how to get the job done out here on the circuit. Both trucks staged now. As we go green, Mohawk Warrior, Saigon Shaker down the straight. Saigon's got a lead on him. Oh, what a ride there across the shutdown area. Greg Durbin, and if I may use the phrase, when in doubt, throttle out, came across the line there on the front two tires and pulled it out. He moves on to round two. Up next, Ethan Medlin, we talked about him in the opener of the show, turned the truck over last week. There you see a little bit of damage done. He came out ready to rock and roll. He has got the Max D machine back and dialed in. Near lane, out of the Johnson Motorsports race team, Chantel Bailey, two-time Thunder champion, and Scooby-Doo. Both trucks now staged at the line. As we go green now, Max D jumping off the line. Scooby coming back now through no man's land. And Chantel Bailey and Scooby-Doo will move on to round number 2 action. As we go back and take another look here, the Max D team may still be fighting mechanical issues after last week's rollover, but still held door handle to door handle with Scooby-Doo, keeping it low to the ground here, Scooby in the near lane, and pulls out the win over Ethan Medlin and Max D. Next up here in round 1 action, Jimmy Clancy in that beautiful yellow Chevrolet known as the Beast, set to take on Austin Arabia in the Stinger Unleashed machine at a Chris Paluk's Bad Weather Race Camp. Now, Stinger made it all the way to the semifinals last week, turned the truck over. However, he's got to run the Beast here in round 1. As we go green now, the Chevrolet got him off the line, holding the lead. Stinger trying to come back, and does as they come across the finish line. Stinger just edged out the Beast there. What an incredible race, folks. And look at that photo finish. Stinger Unleashed is in round number 2. Up next here in round 1, Carson Wells, second-generation driver out of Wells Motorsports in the Pirates Curse machine, set to take on three-time Thursday Night Thunder champion out of Johnson Motorsports race team. That's Jeffrey Skipper, and I can tell you he's one bad mamma jamma out here on the Thunder circuit in the West Virginia Mountaineer Ford. As we go green now, Mountaineer and Pirates Curse down the straight. Pirate holding right there with him, and Pirate went across the line almost at the same time as Mountaineer. Jeffrey Skipper caught a little bit of a wheel stand coming across no man's land, and Carson Wells was hanging right there with him. Back now to take another look here. You see him hit the first jump. Watch the far lane and Jeffrey Skipper ride that wheel stand. Carson Wells keeps all 4 down and picks up the win over the veteran Jeffrey Skipper. And next up, as we close out round 1 action, there's your current champion, Keith Cromwell, in the Monster Lobster Crustacean out of the Diggers Diecast Race Team, looking to hold on to that flag here this week. Over in the near lane, that's Jason Craddock at Chris Paluk's Bad Weather Race Camp in the BKT machine. Both trucks staged as we get set for green. Crustacean BKT, there's the green light now. Both trucks hard off the line now, up and over no man's land. BKT's in trouble, turns it over. And Keith Cromwell and Crustacean will pick up the win over Jason Craddock and BKT. Got down into no man's land and got in trouble. Back to the MTA replay. You see him get crossed up right here in no man's land. Loses control of the truck. I don't know if the rear steer came loose or what. Rocked up and rolled over on him. Crustacean does move on to round 2. And now the track crew and officials down there. Jason Craddock is okay and out of the truck. And they're going to flip the BKT machine right side up. And I'm sure once they get it back to the pits, the crew is going to go over that truck and try to figure out what went wrong, if they broke a steering stabilizer. Something came loose for him to cross up there in no man's land. Unfortunate luck out here. There you see the right front tire broke off the truck. They've got some work to do, probably some planetary work, some spindle work. However, I know they'll have that truck at 100% next week. And folks, we got round 2 action coming up next. Don't go anywhere. Thursday Night Thunder will be right back. Back now on Thursday Night Thunder for round 2 action. And folks, round 1 was definitely exciting. But up first, we're going to see Gravedigger take on Earthshaker. And that's going to be followed by Black Pearl taking on Saigon Shaker. A couple of heavyweights here to kick off round 2. There you see Jamie HURD and the Gravedigger now set to take on CORY Marvin in the Earthshaker, who turned it over in round 1. Didn't hurt the truck none. He had it pretty much shut down at the time. And now he's back here in round 2 action, ready to go to take on the Gravedigger over in the far lane. Both trucks stage now. Who's going to semis? As we go green, Gravedigger, Earthshaker down the straight. Marvin's got a lead on the Gravedigger and picks up the win with a save. At the end of the race there, had it on 2 wheels. CORY, Marvin is on a rail here tonight, and he kept it on all 4 tires across the finish. As we take another look, you see him get bobbled up here over that last stack of cars, and right here puts it on 2 wheels and brings it back down right there. An incredible piece of driving by CORY Marvin. However, up next, Greg Durbin, 3-time Thunder champion, driving the Saigon Shaker, built by the Metal Shop. What a beautiful looking ride that is over there in the far lane. However, in the near lane, the Outlaw, Joshua Wells, and the Black Pearl Chevrolet now staged at the line to take on Saigon Shaker. Boat truck stage. There's the green light now. Black Pearl got him off the line, down the straight, up and over the cars in a close race. Saigon turns it over. Oh my word. That was such a close race, and Saigon lost it right there in the end. Black Pearl moves on to semis. Saigon's on the trailer, and up next, Austin Arabia and Stinger Unleashed again at a Chris Baluk's Bad Weather Race Camp. He's been looking good last week and this week. However, this time, he has got his hands full because in the far lane, out of the Johnson Motorsports race team, that is Legends champion and 2-time Thursday Night Thunder champion, Chantel Bailey and Scooby-Doo. Boat truck stage, there's the green light now down the straight. Stinger's got a lead on Scooby. Scooby coming back on him. He got crossed up there going across the line. And Chantel Bailey and Scooby-Doo pick up the win over Stinger Unleashed. They move on to semifinal action. And folks, we get ready to close out round 2. Carson Wells put on a rail of a performance in round 1, knocking off one of the high rollers here on Thunder. That was Jeffrey Skipper in the West Virginia Mountaineer. However, he's got his hands full here tonight. Talk about a double dose, because far lane is Keith Cromwell in Crustacean. As we go green now, both trucks hard up the line, down the straight, up and over no man's land, and Carson Wells upsets the champion. He upset the champion here tonight. He took out Mountaineer in round 1, blew me away, and now he just knocked off the current Thunder champion. Taking another look, Keith Cromwell had a lead out on him, but watch right here in no man's land. He puts down the horsepower, and Carson Wells picks up a huge win. And folks, I gotta tell you, I'm speechless. However, I want to remind you that if you missed Sunday Night Madness this past week, you gotta go back on our YouTube channel and check it out, because we released 8 monster trucks and cut them loose in the smaller MTA arena in the mud. And be sure to check it out on YouTube. And folks, we are kicking off semifinal action right here tonight on Thunder. Earthshaker, CORY Marvin behind the wheel. First up to take on Black Pearl here to kick off semifinals. And folks, CORY Marvin turned it over in round 1, put on a clinic there in round 2 action. He is now set to take on the Outlaw, Joshua Wells, and the Black Pearl Chevrolet over in the near lane. He has got that truck dialed in and running and gunning with the big boys here tonight. Boat truck stage now. As we go green, Black Pearl got him off the line, holding the lead out on him. Earthshaker coming back, but it's the Outlaw, Joshua Wells, picking up the win over CORY Marvin and Earthshaker. He pulled out on him there in no man's land and picked up the win. The big-time bow-tie horsepower played a big part right here. Watch as they come through no man's land. Black Pearl laid down the horsepower, and Earthshaker caught the air. Black Pearl moves on to the finals. And folks, next up in semifinals, his son Carson Wells, second-generation driver out of Wells Motorsports, has been bad fast here tonight, upsetting 2 longtime veterans there in the Pirates Curse Machine. However, he draws up another veteran. That is Chantel Bailey and Scooby-Doo at a Johnson Motorsports race team. As we get set for green now, both trucks down the straight stretch. Both of them looking even up through no man's land in a close race. An unbelievably close race. As they come across the line and they get it shut down, we have to go back to the MTA replay and take another look, because I'm going to tell you now, folks, that was incredibly close. Both trucks through no man's land right here, planting down the horsepower over that last set of cars, and right there, Chantel Bailey and Scooby-Doo pick up the win by merely inches. What an incredible race. And folks, we got finals next. And ladies and gentlemen, changing gears here for just a minute. If you haven't already, be sure to check out the Throttle Out Show over on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Get down in the conversation with Tweety, Harley, and Spence, and learn new things about the monster truck industry changing every day. These guys call it like they see it, and this is the True Blue Monster Truck Podcast. And welcome back to Thursday Night Thunder. And like Greg Durbin and Saigon Shaker did earlier, when in doubt, throttle out, because it is final time here on Thunder. Chantel Bailey, 2-time Thursday Night Thunder champion and last year's Legends champion, is in the finals in Scooby-Doo out of the Johnson Motorsports race team. Near lane is none other than the outlaw Joshua Wells out of Wells Motorsports and that beautiful Black Pearl Chevrolet. Both trucks are staged. Ladies and gentlemen, Scooby-Doo, Black Pearl. It's showtime here on Thunder down the straight stretch. They're even up their no man's land, and Chantel Bailey and Scooby-Doo will outrun the outlaw Joshua Wells and Black Pearl here to close out the final round of Thursday Night Thunder, picking up a big win and now a three-time champion. Going back to the MTA replay, both trucks gave it all they had off the line. You see them pretty much even right here. Black Pearl gets out of shape. Chantel Bailey puts down the horsepower out of Johnson Motorsports race team and picks up the win. And folks, they are on top yet again. It's not the Mountaineer, it's not the Brodozer, but ladies and gentlemen, Chantel Bailey and Scooby-Doo out of the Johnson Motorsports race team, congratulations on your third Thursday Night Thunder championship. And now as we take a look at the overall points to close out week 2 of the October season, there you see them all tied up at 60 points. Beast, Mohawk Warrior, Bulldozer, and Dragon. And as we jump to the top half of the bracket, with tonight's win, Chantel Bailey and Scooby-Doo ties Keith Cromwell for the overall points lead with 95 points, followed by Monster Mutt, Stinger Unleashed, Gravedigger, Pirate's Curse, and Black Pearl with 80 points. And ladies and gentlemen, that'll wrap up tonight's episode of Thursday Night Thunder. I thank you all for coming out and watching the show. Be sure, if you haven't already, crush that subscribe button, and I'll catch you down the road. See you next week.
Standing tall up in victory lane, I done brought the pain and now they screaming my name. Yeah, everybody saw me rock the place. Now there's flashbulbs are popping and mics in my face. Always giving the crowd what they need. Now they're wearing my shirts front row to nosebleed. Now the crowd forms is what it's all about. Signing autographs until the lights out. Yeah, it's a